Welcome back to the ING Miami Marathon and Half Marathon. Rivero making his way out on the out and back on the Rickenbacker Causeway. This is the first time in a very long time during the race where he will actually get a chance to see a small chase group of about 4. They were 3 to 4 minutes back. Who's part of that group, Joe?
Well, in that group we have David Tue, we have Germa Gudeta, 31-year-old 207 marathoner there from Ethiopia, Ayob Walde Georgis and Alberico Di Cecco. So that will be the group that it will be interesting to see that moment when they do pass each other and know that there's about a 3.5 minute gap between them.
Looking at Rivero, we've been watching him for many miles since about the 12 or 13 mile mark. What could possibly change for him that could lead him to not winning this race? What could possibly happen?
Well, the beauty of the marathon is that anything can happen. 26.2 miles. It is an incredible race for this reason. Crashes happen, anything can happen. But we will say that at around 22 miles, it does look as though he does have the win in his hands.
I'm here with a young man, 13 years old, right here from Miami, South Florida, Henry Caldwell, 13 years old. First of all, why is a 13-year-old? Most of you guys are playing video games. What brings you out early on a Sunday morning?
Oh, I don't know. It's just like I feel so good after I finish. And it's just like a true measure of dedication. I don't know. I just love it.
Is this your first half marathon?
No, I did it last year too.
You did it last year too. Were you going for a certain time today, and how did you measure up to that to expected time?
I was trying to beat last year, and I was doing that really well until the 11th mile, and then I couldn't do it. I beat it by I lost by 2 minutes.
And where's your medal? Did you get your medal yet? Make sure you get your medal. You earned it. Oh, you earned it. Congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Joe, as we make our way up Brickell, the residences, the ever-colorful residences of Brickell, turn into the canyons of corporate world here in Miami. And Rivera, 1 mile to go, 1 mile from becoming Miami famous.
Well, you know, at this point in the race, I'm not sure how much of the scenery Rivera is going to be able to take in. It's definitely a tough race he has run. He's run it the brave way, out on his own for the majority of this race, and we can definitely see from the look of his face that he is finding this tough now. Anyone would. 25 miles, he's certainly giving it all. It's a gutsy performance from Rivera.
As Rivera makes his way to the finish line, we're going to drop back and find the chase pack. While we do that, let's go out to Lee Zollman.
This is one of the key roads here at the race. Lululemon is providing a great cheer station. American Airlines has other great cheer stations right behind us. But this area is where the runners can see each other going out and coming back towards the finish line. The Miami Museum of Science is right here. So one of the key roads here at the ING Miami Marathon and Half Marathon.
We finally get a look at the guys who have been chasing our leader, Luis Rivera. And it looks like we're going to have a great race for second place. In the orange, number 16, that's David Tue. Running alongside number 19, Alberico Di Cecco, and rounding out the group are 3 Ethiopians, Tesfaye Germa Asesa, and Ayob Walde Georgis. As Rivera approaches the finish line, we're going to turn it over to GP.
From Guatemala, our 2013 ING Miami Marathon.
Look at go!
Luis Gonzalez. 2:26:18 on the clock as he crosses the line. Our 2013 ING Miami Marathon champion. Definitely not easy today. Humid conditions out there. Very good performance. Luis from Guatemala, a little bit more used to the humid conditions than many of the other performers out there. Luis Rivero Gonzalez, our 2013 ING Miami Marathon champion in 2:26. Great performance. You can see definitely the strain on his face at the end of the race right there. Definitely humidity takes its toll. 2:26, about a 5:26, 5:27 performance. Great job. Our second place finisher here in 2013 is number 16. That is going to be Peter Ayeni. Lives currently in Newark, New Jersey, but is from Kenya, followed by number 12. Number 12 is Tesfaye Germa, Ethiopian runner. Both of those runners coming in 2:28:15 and 2:28:20. Our fourth and fifth place finishers all now coming in. You're going to see a slew of elite runners coming in right now under the 2:30 mark. 4th, 5th, and 6th place finisher. Number 4 right there is Goma Gudeta from Ethiopia. Number 14 in 6th place is Iyab Waldegorgis. These runners all around the about the 5:40 mark per mile, 5 minutes and 40 seconds a mile. Much slower than they would typically have here at an elite marathon. But again, as we discussed earlier in the broadcast, not so much the heat today, but more the humidity factor is definitely going to slow these runners down, as it is for the many thousands of regular age group competitive runners behind them. Humidity, we talked at the beginning of the broadcast about hydration and electrolytes and how important that is going to be, and it's definitely playing out that way today here in Miami.
Thanks, GP, and now let's take a look at our official results. Not especially fast times, but a gutsy race by Rivero, who ran the last 13 miles completely on his own, and only 30 seconds separating places 2 through 6. We mentioned earlier the impact the marathon has had on the Miami community, and we got a chance to speak with one of the veterans from the marathon's inaugural year and the changes he's seen.
After the marathon came on, people started running it. The first year there was only several thousand people, like 3,000 people ran the race, and with the job that Frankie and the people here at the race have done has been so phenomenal that not only has it turned the race into a destination marathon, but it's turned Miami into a fitness community. And it's amazing that you're out there. I remember 10 years ago, I'd be out there running on a Saturday morning. There'd be nobody out there on the roads. You know, you could count them in 20, 30 people at most in a 10-mile run. Now, there's stretches of road where it feels like you're in a race and it's just a regular Saturday morning training run because there's so many thousands of people out there. And you know what that's done? It's made Miami a better community. We're more fit. And as far as I'm concerned, people who are out there exercising are doing good for the community one way or another. It's a fantastic thing to see.
The finish line is also a fantastic sight for our first place woman, and here she comes. GP?
Here comes our champion for 2013 in the female division. It's Mariska Kramer from Holland, from the Netherlands. And 2:45.59, that's right around 6:20 per mile. You can see her skipping across the finish line, very happy with a nice paycheck of $2,000. I'm not sure what that converts to in euros, but nonetheless, she's a very worthy champion here at 2:45. Very respectable time, given the heat and humidity.
A solid performance by Mariska Kramer in 2:46.07, and while we wait for second place, GP is with another veteran from the first marathon.
Joined by a very special guest here at the finish line of the 2013 ING Miami Marathon. I'm with Sally Heyman. She's the county commissioner for Miami-Dade County. It takes all the local governments to come together to make a race like this happen. Sally, tell us about the race. Tell us about your involvement and the history of this race.
Well, 12 years ago when I ran a marathon, I was also running for election to the county commission. And I said, it's my last marathon, but I'll bring back a marathon here in Miami-Dade County. And you see another woman coming in. It's a great course for full marathon, full half marathon.
Great timing there, Sally. Yes, our second place, our silver medalist for the 2013 ING Miami Marathon. We're going to get you her name in just a moment. We're coming in a very impressive time, 2:48. That's about 6:30 a mile. That's number 22. And that is Tezada Design Dengesa from Ethiopia, also spent some of her time in Turkey coming in. That's our silver medalist. I know prior to this race starting 11 years ago, marathons in Miami had come and gone a little bit. What do you attribute the staying power of this race, and why has it really secured itself in South Florida?
The runners love it. The community has embraced it because we made it a safe race, a fun race, and we've been very inclusive for the last 8 years. So it really becomes a community event. The other thing is we have endeavored to make this a running community. So if we could get with the hotels and the restaurants and everybody else, host lots of 5Ks and mini triathlons and other things in the process, it makes it a nice feeding ground for people to train up. Footworks does training programs year-round and readies the people 4 months out.
Well, congratulations to you, Sally, on being a great visionary, and I know you're going to be a mainstay for many years to come. Thanks for joining us.
Here's to another 11, and we'll see you next year. Thank you very much.
The ING Miami Marathon and Half Marathon is brought to you by Nissan, by the Miami Herald and El Nuevo Herald, and by the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau.